Hello everybody, my name is Shankarji. Now we'll discuss chapter 8, winds, storms and cyclones. So first of all, what do you mean by wind? Moving air is called wind because as air moves, a force is generated which is called as wind. What effects does this wind has? It has a lot of effects which we'll study in this chapter in detail. We'll start with this topic. Air exerts pressure. For example, when you fly a kite, what do you feel? You feel that air is exerting some pressure on the kite. Then for example, when you're in a boat, it is easier for you to row it if there is wind coming from behind you rather than wind coming opposite in front of you. Suppose if you're riding a bicycle or a motorbike, especially a bicycle, it is difficult to ride a bicycle against the direction of the wind, and it's easier to ride a bicycle along the direction of the wind, etc. So these are a few examples for air exerting pressure on various objects. Now we'll study about high-speed winds are accompanied by reduced air pressure. Because air moves from the region of high air pressure to the region of low air pressure, and the greater the difference in pressure is, the faster the air moves. This is the reason why high-speed winds are accompanied by reduced air pressures. Now we'll take a look at this topic. Air expands on heating. So what happens on heating? On heating, the air expands and occupies more space and becomes lighter. Therefore, the warm air is lighter than the cold air, and we generally see smoke in our everyday lives. So that is why the smoke goes up. It's a very common phenomenon that air expands on heating. Now we'll take a look at this topic, wind currents and how they are generated. Like the wind currents are generated due to two reasons. The first reason is due to uneven heating between the equator and the poles. And the second reason is due to uneven heating of land and water. We'll take a look at this first subtopic. Generation of wind currents due to uneven heating between the equator and the poles. The warm air rises from the tropical regions due to high temperatures, and the cooler air from the subtropical regions on either side of the equator moves in and takes its place. And in this way, wind circulation takes place and wind currents are formed or generated. And the second subtopic is generation of wind currents due to uneven heating of land and water. In summer, near the equator, the land warms up faster and the air over the land gets heated and rises. This causes the winds to flow from the oceans towards the land, which are called monsoon winds. And in this way, the wind currents are generated. Similarly, in winter, the direction of the wind flow gets reversed. It flows from the land to the ocean, and these monsoon winds, they carry water and it rains. So even though rains or rainfalls are very useful for mankind, but sometimes rainfalls are also accompanied by natural disasters. Now we'll study about two such natural disasters, namely thunderstorms and cyclones. So first of all, what do you mean by thunderstorms? Thunderstorms are a type of natural disasters. Now we'll study how it forms or created. First of all, thunderstorms develop in hot, humid, tropical areas very frequently. The main reason for this is the heat produces strong upward rising winds which carry water with it. After it reaches the top portion of the atmosphere, it freezes and falls down again as rains. These rains are accompanied by lightning and sound, and this natural phenomenon or weather condition is called thunderstorms. If it's a mild thunderstorm, then it's fine. I mean, it won't create too much damage. But if the thunderstorm is more violent, then yes, there's a possibility that it will cause more damage. Because from thunderstorms, we get another natural disaster known as cyclones. So now we'll study about this topic, how a thunderstorm becomes a cyclone. Before cloud formation, water takes up heat from the atmosphere and releases this back to the atmosphere when it rains. This heat released warms the air around it. The warm air around it rises up and causes low pressure in the area, which causes more air to rush into the center of the thunderstorm. So this is the main reason why thunderstorms generate cyclones. This cycle is repeated again and again, and in this process a low pressure system is formed with high speed winds revolving around it. This weather condition is called a cyclone. The cyclone or cyclones depend on wind speeds, wind directions, temperature and humidity. So based on these factors, the severity of the cyclones can be calculated. So now we'll study about this topic, destruction caused by cyclones. Cyclones can be very destructive and causes tremendous loss of life and property. Cyclones are also called as hurricanes, typhoons, etc. in various parts of the world. There is a special kind of cyclone known as tornadoes or twisters. These tornadoes or twisters, they are dark funnel-shaped clouds that reaches from the sky to the ground. They are also quite destructive depending on their wind speeds. Now we'll proceed further with this topic. Effective safety measures. So what are the effective safety measures which can be effectively implemented by us? Number one, a cyclone forecast and warning service is an absolute must. Second, rapid communication of warnings systems to spread the cyclonic warnings as soon as possible to as many people as possible living in the affected areas. Then construction of cyclone shelters. So at certain cyclone prone areas, strong cyclone shelters have to be constructed so that people can be evacuated during the cyclones and they can be protected in these cyclonic shelters till the cyclones pass away. Then by creating awareness in the people not to ignore cyclonic warnings and to take precautions accordingly. Then we can also use advanced technology like satellites and radars to create an effective cyclone alert or cyclone watches or cyclone warning systems, usually which can give the warnings 24 hours in advance. Then there are many national and international organizations which cooperate with each other on the basis of humanity to help each other whenever certain areas are affected by these various cyclones. These are known as the disaster relief organizations, and we really appreciate all those people who have helped saving thousands and millions of lives from various cyclones and thunderstorms. So in this way we studied a lot of wonderful topics in this chapter, chapter 8, winds, storms and cyclones. So you can also do some Google search and learn more about this topic, winds, storms and cyclones. And if you have any doubts or suggestions, you can let us know in the comment section below. Thank you so much. Have a great day.